Hello everybody, Shelly here, and I had this harebrained idea. Not the first time. Can you see my junk in the background? Actually, I have another light here, like an umbrella type light. Actually, I think it's a box. Yeah, I have a box light here, and it's peeking out. It's like, hey, play with me because it's not up. Anyway, sorry. Okay, you guys. Okay, let me start over again. You know Huda Beauty's Mecury Retrograde palette. It was huge. 2 years ago. Every time I see somebody mention it, they're always like, this is the best palette. This is my #1 favorite palette of all time. And I didn't buy it. I've looked at it a couple times, but I didn't buy it. Instead, I bought this one. This is the changeable Bubble Nebula palette from You Can Be Makeup. And at first glance, okay, it's the same color story. And I think I saw this originally on maybe Hot Mess Mama MD. I think Rhonda was talking about this. I was like, okay, well, that's enough of a reason for me to be interested. Wasn't super expensive. Found the palette, bought the palette, hated it. I'll include my my link, my video, my first video that I did. Now, be patient with me because this was early on in my channel too. So, but I can tell you, a year or so later, this is all but destroyed, crumbled. This is fallen apart. There's so much in this palette that is just plain bad. So I hate to say that about any makeup because you guys, I love makeup, but I think that needs to be decluttered. That one's going away. I'm not going to use it. There's no reason for it. Maybe I'll see if my daughter likes it, but I kind of doubt it. Because I keep hearing about how great the palette is. Now I have 2 more of these dupes. The W7 line, this one's called Total Eclipse. It has not been used. I have not even played with it yet. This is not even affixed to it. It's just kind of on one side here. Oh no, it's taped. It's taped on both sides. Let's get this out so I don't blind you guys here. Okay, coming off. So this is what the palette looks like. They give you a brush. It looks almost identical to the other one. This same shade that kind of fell apart, I can see where it might fall apart, but we're gonna hope it stays together. So that was the W7 version of the palette. And I have several other W7 palettes, but they're like Urban Decay dupes, the naked palettes. And I gotta be honest, I don't love those naked palettes from Urban Decay, and therefore I'm not surprised I don't love the W7 version either. However, I do love CColor Cosmetics. I think they have a fantastically easy to use formula. I've not been disappointed with any of the palettes I've gotten from CColor Cosmetics. Now, I understand that there's been a couple other ones that have come out in the world, found at TJ Maxx or some other place, and I never saw it on the website, never saw it released. I don't know why they went direct. It's like direct to DVD, but not direct to discount stores. Okay, so this is the Galaxy palette from CColor Cosmetics. I thought this might be an actual better dupe video conversation. I'm gonna take the brush out of the, maybe, am I gonna take the brush out? I don't need to. Okay. I was going to take the brush out, but it's actually not going to fall. It seems to be in there pretty good. So when I look at this palette, look at this, you guys. It is lined out exactly the same way on both palettes. These are exact shade for shade, lined out exactly the same. We're going to dupe the dupe. We're going to see if the CColor formula, which I like, I've known it to be very consistent, is more of a dupe for the W7. If you guys run across the W7 palettes anywhere, I know I've seen them on Amazon and I think some of the discount stores, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, that kind of thing. But if you happen to see them, then at least maybe we'll have an idea comparing the 2 formulas, which I think will give me a better feeling of security about the formula than, say, the Urban Decay ones. So we're gonna do what we normally do, which is I'm gonna do 1 palette on one eye, 1 palette on the other eye. I'm gonna use the same brushes between both, and well, let's just see. We'll see if the colors look the same. We'll see if the formula performs the same. I'm gonna be brutally honest because I don't get anything in PR. I'm not sponsored, affiliated, endorsed by either of these brands. I don't imagine that they'll ever reach out to me and say, hey, why don't you rep us? Because, you know, I'm not always flattering to some of them, and that's okay too. I did purchase, while I was on the CColor site, this matte Luminosity Kit. And then I realized actually I had another one. It's exactly the same. So I'm gonna put one of these in a giveaway, so stay tuned. So go ahead and subscribe if you're not already, because I will do another giveaway. I was gonna do one, and then life happened. So I owe you guys one. Maybe I'll do 2 back to back. This kit's actually kind of cute though. Let's also take the packaging out. So you've got a lip liner, looks like a matte lip, and a lip gloss. We're gonna put this on first because I don't have anything on my lips right now. And that's an odd feeling to start with. So This one, I think I liked it because it seemed like it was nude. However, once I put it on, I don't love that as a lip liner. I'm not usually, I mean, I like a little bit of a darker lip liner or more of an ombre look. So let's try the actual lipstick. Yeah. Not my favorite color combination. I'm really someone who enjoys a little bit more darker outside. This feels too 60 retros for me. And as a child of the 70s, that 60s would have been dated. So we don't do that kind of dated. I'm gonna leave it on because maybe I'll warm up to it. I suspect I might go over with something else. Okay, I can tell you that this matte seems to dry down pretty quickly. It says matte liquid lipstick. It's going pretty quickly. I'm gonna put a little gloss on it though. All right, gloss is on, makes it a little bit more comfortable, and I got just the tiniest bit of transfer on here, not much at all. I probably could have waited a little bit longer and might not have had any. It says clear shine coat on it. It almost feels like a lip oil, and I feel like I've got a lip oil on the outside of the, I don't know what I did, but it's now feeling a little slick. Kind of strange thing. So, I mean, this might be your color. It says smudge proof, long lasting, outline lips with liner, apply our stay all day formula matte liquid lipstick on lips and let dry. Simply apply a clear shine coat over the top to change from matte to glossy lips if you desire. So it was a cute little kit. It's certainly not very expensive. Sorry, I don't always have super high-end stuff, but when I saw that I had 2 of them, I was like, oh, hey, I don't need 2. You can get rid of one. Hey, let's get into this W7 Total Eclipse with the CColor Cosmetics Galaxy palette, supposed purported dupes of the Huda Beauty Mecury Retrograde palette. Hopefully they're a lot better than the You Can Be Changeable palette because I didn't really care for that one. Okay, so again, as I said, I'm gonna use my color switch to clean out brushes between palettes, and then I'm going to use the same brush with each color, corresponding color on each palette. You guys feeling me? All right, I'm going to zoom you guys in. Okay, back in. See the lips? I mean, maybe it's just kind of growing on me. We'll have to see what we do with the eyeshadow. I don't know which direction I'm going in here. Okay, here's what I like about this palette just by looking at it that maybe I didn't appreciate so much before. I do like this I like the transition shades they gave you. They give you kind of an apricot shade, more of a mauve shade, a tan, kind of almost like a cooler sand color. They do give you this kind of like yellowish vanilla color. Sometimes that's really good I'm gonna start with that one. Really good kind of up here because I don't usually like to go shiny white too high up on that hood. I do have smaller close set hooded eyes. I'm also going to take it into the center because I think that this kind of brightens things up a little bit. See already that, I just did the wrong side. We're switching sides. We're doing the CColor Cosmetics side on this one because I'm a moron. And then we're going to do the W7 on the other side. So I like the light. I got to talking and then I forgot to actually do anything with it. I do have the Zoeva eye base on already, just in case you're curious. I did prep my eyelids a little bit. We're going in with the same shade over here. They're labeled on both. I've got Cosmos on the CColor Cosmetics side and Hercules on the W7 side. So a little bit of kick up on both. Definitely more impactful color on the CColor Cosmetics side. I've known them to have a lot more pigment, and you can see this one almost came through as more of a white shade, whereas this one almost is a little bit more of a bone or nude. Off the top, those two colors are definitely different. Let's switch out the brush, or let's wipe off the brush a little bit here. Going back in, let's just take it a little deeper. We're gonna take this kind of sand color, this neutral sand color here, and we're gonna go a little bit further. This is gonna be kind of like my transition color that I messed up. Because we're not professional YouTubers on this channel, not professional makeup artists, in case you guys came here for that. I had to go in several times with that shade to try to build it up just a little bit, and I know it's a transition shade, but it's very, very light. Okay, cleaning off the brush. This one on the W7 looks a little like it has like more of a mauve undertone to it and less of the tan. They're all still exactly the same. Maybe I need to do some swatching here. Okay, I actually think I like that one better. Okay, so far the W7 might be more, I mean, I'm 2 shades in, right? But I think the W7 might be kind of outperforming the CColor. That's crazy to me. Who would have thought? Okay, I'm actually gonna take, where's the smaller brush? I need a smaller brush here. Okay, I'm gonna take a smaller brush. We're gonna go into this kind of almost like a burgundy color. It's like a muted raspberry. This one's called Mars. So I've used Cosmos and Pluto so far on the CColor Cosmetics side. Burgundy shade in here. We're just gonna play with so many different colors. This is actually gonna be my crease shade. It does build up very well, and it is blending into the other shades. I'm not really, maybe just a tiny bit of patchiness, but it could be, I almost sound like I said Apache. Huh. Not doing any kind of cultural misappropriation. Let's see what this looks like now on the W7. It looks like a lot more of a raspberry shade, kind of less burgundy, more raspberry. And I did not have to build that shade up. These are looking so drastically different. Who would have known? Okay, I'm gonna take that same brush, small brush, cleaning it off a little bit, cleaning it off a lot. And I'm gonna go into the darkest shade in here, over here on the CColor Cosmetic side. This one's called Asteroid. And I'm gonna use that to kind of smoke out my lash line. We do have the dregs of the previous color here. I actually wanted to film a dupe video. I mean, not this dupe video, a different dupe video. And I've completely drawn a blank of which palette it is or where it is. So crazy, actually. This is looking really pretty. It's just different than I thought it would go. I'm gonna drag a little bit here too. I just cleaned off my brush. I'm just gonna kind of buff that in a little bit here. It feels very retro to me. Let's go into the W7, same one. So on this one, I don't think I gave you names. I started with Hercules, I went to Cassiopeia, Little Dipper, and then now Latitude is the darkest shade. This feels way more purple. This all of a sudden went from, oh, there's a lot of neutrals with some pops of pastels, which is not ever my favorite eyeshadow to play with. I don't really do kind of like all over the lid pastels unless I've got some really dark shades to kind of richen it up. I don't know what to tell you guys because I am shocked at this point. First of all, my love affair with CColor Cosmetics knows no bounds. I would have thought, oh, well, I already know. I already know that the CColor Cosmetics formula is going to be my favorite. And it's not. It is not so far. I mean, it's fine. Maybe it's just because of this color up here. It started off so white. No, I think in general, I'm just really enjoying the W7. I am crazy about that right now. Now, all of a sudden, I'm excited about this palette. And I've not been excited about this palette at all. And this is gonna seem boring. I'm gonna take Solar on the W7. Formula feels creamy. Cleaning off the finger, going in on the CColor Cosmetics side into Saturn. Feels similar. Different undertone. Not really what I thought it would be. As with everything I'm finding with the CColor Cosmetics side. You guys, am I gonna have to go buy the Mecury Retrograde palette now because this one I like so much? Clean out that brush before I cross-contaminate myself, as my husband likes to say. This is crazy, you guys, absolutely crazy. We're gonna take Astronomy on the W7 side. I've just got this flat Hacker kind of shader brush here. And I did drag that darker shade called Latitude a little bit down below it. So I'm just kind of scribbling this a little bit over the top of that. And I almost feel like I could have gotten away with doing a damp brush there. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in with this matte called Zodiac. This is kind of like this teal color. I'm not getting a ton of kick. I'm showing a little bit of it right there. Cleaning out the brush, let's go back into my now least favorite CColor Cosmetics side, loading up that same brush with Neptune. See how this looks. Okay, a little bit more pigmented, a little bit more like blue. This one feels like it's a little bit more of a duochrome kind of a like shifting color, whereas this one seems more richer. And we're gonna go in with a lighter turquoise blue shade called Earth. I'm not really getting earth off that. I feel very earthy. Okay, it kind of spread a little bit more. I feel like I got a little bit more kick up on it. I don't really want to do any more to it because I'm finding that I feel like this is where it needs to be. I'm going to put on some mascara really fast and let's have a final chat. Be right back. I'm not going to say speechless because I always have something to say. I did put a little mascara on today. I used the Deck of Scarlet mascara and it's fine. It's been sitting out here. I think I got a little bit of transfer, but it's actually not a horrible mascara. I'm not going to say it's my go-to or anything else, but it's sitting here and it was completely fine for what I needed it to. I also did put a little bit of this Morphe eyeliner on. This is called Extra. I went in and just did a little bit of kind of smudged it into my waterline just to give my eyes a little bit more definition. Does it make my eyes look a little bit smaller? Yeah. While the color stories of these look like spot-on dupes for each other, again, let's remind ourselves what these look like together. When you look at these, they look, oh, they're laid out exactly the same. By first glance, they look spot on. But if you look at them a little bit deeper, a little bit closer, you do notice some differences. The W7, this shade right here is much more of a richer shade. This one seems like it has more of a silver backing to it. These two shades right here that I used on the outside, this one packed a little bit more of a punch as far as like a beautiful color that I would use as a liner or even really as a shade. I did like both of these. I felt like the CColor one was a little bit more powdery. I didn't try these bronze shades. There's so much in this palette color story wise. I could easily come back and do 3, 4, 5 looks with either of these. As for how the look turned out, they look similar-ish. I think if somebody saw me, they would not necessarily look twice. It's not that different. Then they're gonna go, oh yeah, you're wearing two drastically different, because they're not drastically different. But when I look at them up close, if I look at it like this, it's fine. It feels like it's a little bit more subdued, but I think a lot of it starts with that shade that I used at the top. And then, but this one feels a little bit more artistic and a little prettier. And I feel prettier with this eye. Of course, it's my favorite side too, versus this one. It's okay. This one just feels like it's got that 70s retro thing going on. Mecury Retrograde, I don't know. The W7 for me is gonna be the winner. Should I tell you guys how much these are? I think they're still available. And I think, like I said, I think I got the W7 one I probably got on Amazon. So I'm gonna check Amazon first. Okay, the W7 Total Eclipse palette on Amazon is $9.95. The CColor Cosmetics Galaxy palette without any discount codes, they're selling it for $10. So, identically priced. I gotta say I like the W7. Rattled. I'm rattled. I would not have expected that. And I think it's because the W7 palettes I've tried before have been dupes of the Urban Decay Naked palettes. And those ones, they're just too chalky, too powdery, too subtle. I have not enjoyed them as much. But that's the same between the W7 and the Urban Decay. So are they dupes of each other? I don't know. Maybe I need to come back and do a dupe video with that and we'll just see. I'm inspired by this and I haven't been. You guys, go back and watch my first video on this changeable. I was not impressed at all. I was like, okay, this is junk. This is not junk. This actually, maybe it's not the right time of year, but this is gonna be a great winter palette. I'm shocked. Okay guys, that's it for today's video. If you're new here, oh, I just slammed those two together. I didn't break anything. If you're new here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I would love to see you guys back around. I do tend to upload Wednesdays and Fridays. I do things a little bit kind of off that if I get a request for that. I do have some of that kind of stuff coming up. But I really appreciate you guys taking your time, inviting me into your homes or into your phones or wherever you're watching this. And I hope you guys stick around. I hope you guys are doing really well. Much love to your family, and I'll talk to you soon in my next video. Bye for now.